Welcome back, everyone. Welcome back. Welcome back to the lower bracket finals. Lower bracket finals here of the uThermal 2v2 circuit, season 2, 2026 March edition. Here we go. We are back. We've just been following players like StarCraft, uThermal. Last they have been knocked out of the tournament, of course. We had Lambo and Max excelling and advancing further and further in the upper bracket, and now we're here in the lower bracket. We're here in the lower brackets. Here covering the lower bracket finals. It's going to be a best of one. Bear that in mind. It is cutthroat here. It's going to be a best of one between herO and SHIN up against Cure and Rogue. I mentioned this previously, of course, but this season, this year, we have had greater interest from the Korean scene covering these, or competing and taking part in the 2v2 circuit. Players like herO, SHIN, Maru, Ryung, Byun, Solar, Rogue, Cure, and even many more. Creator as well, SOS, Bunny. A lot of these players have been competing in a much more regular basis. It's been great to see them taking part and embracing 2v2 even more so than years past. Again, the 2v2 scene has grown exponentially over the past year of play, and as a result of that, we have been getting more and more competitive matches, and the meta has been shifting and has been evolving as well. Oh boy, let's go. Let us jump on in. Let's jump into our best of one. Coming into this, we have our ex-CJ team against the ex-Jin team. Oh boy. Bearing in mind that herO and SHIN are good friends. They both used to be on CJ Entis. Meanwhile, Cure and Rogue are also good friends. They used to be on Jin. Bearing in mind, they also did compete together in the WardyTV Team League as well, in said respective teams. But here we go. We are jumping on in and spawning in the top side, top left hand corner of Rust Bucket. We have our orange Zerg player, we have our red Protoss, we have SHIN and herO. I believe their team is called not CJ Entis. Let's go. And spawning in the bottom right hand corner, we have no ace Jin. We have the blue Zerg player, we have the teal Terran, it is Cure and Rogue. The reason why they're called no ace Jin is because they don't have Maru. Maru is playing for onside, of course, so when they constructed their quote-unquote Jin team for the WardyTV Team League, it didn't have Maru, of course. So no Maru, no ace Jin. Smooch. Meanwhile, for CJ, they got all the ex-CJ boys, specifically herO, Bunny, and SHIN. herO, Bunny, and SHIN. No ace Jin was Rogue, Cure, and Creator. There you go. There you go. Here we go. We are going to be opening up. Welcome to Rust Bucket. Rust Bucket does have, once again, some isolated main expansions. We have our own separated main bases here, but we have a shared area on the low ground. We do have a pocket expansion, so Rogue does take his pocket base as his natural. Cure will be expanding on the low ground, setting up his low ground wall off. Meanwhile, we do have, Jesus, a hatchery before gas. Hyper greed here at a SHIN. Oh my god, it's a hatch gas pool. You cannot get greedier than this. Oof, this is crazy. This is brutal. So hyper greed out of SHIN. If he gets away with it, he'll snowball out of control in the mid game. Meanwhile, we have a relatively standard opener here. It's going to be a gate cyber expand out of herO. So herO's going for a safer opener. SHIN is cutting corners. SHIN is cutting all the corners here, and Cure, he does scout, does confirm. Okay. So the blue team does confirm the greed of their opponents, and we'll see if they can punish it. So behind this, we have a second Rax on the way. Ooh, looks like either a 2-on-1 or a 3 Rax build here by Cure. Interesting. Meanwhile, hatch gas pool into Evo chamber. What? That was just okay. So we have confirmation 3 Rax. Okay, so we have a 3rd Rax on the way, so it's going to be a 3 Rax stim timing, a very potent stim timing here by Cure. Meanwhile, Rogue is going for the early Evo chamber into early +1 melee, I would imagine. Early +1 melee into Mass Link Flood? Question mark? Yeah, there it is. Melee's on the way. Okay. Interesting. Interesting, Pappy. You have my attention. You have my attention. As Reaper does get called out. Reaper gets caught, the players are building up. It is going to be a dark shrine here from herO. Okay. So it's going to be a Gate Cyber expand into Twilight Council. I assumed into Blink, but no, it's going to be into a Dark Shrine rush. So we're rushing into DTs. Meanwhile, we do see SHIN is still just droning. SHIN still has no tech, by the way. He has Link speed, but there's no like Baneliness or anything like that. Speaking of, we do have the early Baneliness out of Rogue, so he's going +1 melee into an S into what looks to be a Bane bust. Should be hitting alongside the sim timing here of Cure. So again, blue team should be the aggressors. They should be the aggressors here. Overlord is moving in. So far, no scout on the Dark Shrine, but that is about to change, as there's nothing to stop the scout. Yeah, the Overlord is poking forward. Oh, no! Scouts the gateway, but pulls away. There was a free scout. There was a free scout here in the main base. Ay, ay, ay. Yeah, Rogue, he does pull away. He does not confirm. Back at home so far, no spores. So no spore crawlers are in position. Of course, Cure might have some scans available. That is true. Scans may be available. Hallucination does scout. Airlord's going to be zoned away. Still limited vision. Here comes the move out. As I mentioned, it's going to be a Link Bane timing with Stim. The bush gets spotted. Now, bearing in mind, SHIN doesn't really have much. SHIN has been so greedy this game. SHIN has a Spine Crawler on the way. We're trying to fully wall off. SHIN, his Baneliness is still halfway done. It's going to be a very tough hold. it's not going to be easy. Let's go. Yeah, the army is here. The All-In has arrived. Pushing on forward, stepping in. Oh, nice force field. Yeah, it does force field. Meanwhile, the wall has been broken. We just stim into the main. Banelin's issue just zone away the Lings, and with that, the SHIN is being broken. Yeah, we're just breaking on through here. We have one DT to defend. Do we have a scan? Do we have a scan? Oh my god, Banelin's connecting. There's a scan. DT goes down. Rogue, he wants them. He wants the drones. He's giving chase. As Marines, they just stim in. They stim to the bases here. The DT will defend though. Hold on, no scan. Okay. Yeah, no scan available. It's going to be a very shaky defense here, but every Marine is going down. And SHIN is holding. The red team, they're holding on. It's a messy defense. Yeah, it's a very messy defense here at the same time. The DT was popping off. He kills the mineral line. Oh my god, there's nothing here. Wow, no shot. They're holding and they're attacking. They defend, they attack. The Invisible Man, he's everywhere, Pappy. The Prism, or not even, he just walked in. He just walked into the bases. Likewise, DT in towards the natural. Rogue has spores in position. But Cure, he lost 28 SCVs. Cure, I meant to say, Cure, he lost 28 SCVs. His economy has been crippled. And where exactly are we? Okay, so winding it back here, herO, he also lost all his probes. So herO has 32 workers against the 15 of Cure. Meanwhile, we have 50 drones from SHIN against the 37 drones of Rogue. Remember, SHIN was hyper greedy. SHIN saved his mineral line. SHIN has the massive lead. And herO has a greater economy compared to Cure. So the red team, they survived the aggression, they survived the all-in, and now they can make use of their greater economy. Again, the DTs, they did pay for themselves. Cure is crippled. Cure, he has no further tech. He has a factory but no add-ons. He has no starport either. He has nothing going for him. Not here. He needs time. Cure and Rogue, they need time to build up. Rogue is in an okay position. Nah, he still needs to drone. He still needs to drone up. And we're getting ready to push. Yeah, herO throws down the proxy, ready to reinforce across the map, ready to move out. He's getting ready for it. At the same time, Rogue setting up a massive backstab. Nice, the G-Stake, or G-Streak even. Gracias, baby, gracias. There we go. As there is an alternate way into the bases. Lings, they rotate over towards the right hand side. They rotate over, they're gonna surround, they're gonna force a cancel. Ooh, that's a kill. Yeah, kill not a cancel. SHIN does slip up. That's a nice pickup here from the blue team. Marines are moving forward. We have Banelings to support, but we have Roach Ravagers to defend. A much more robust army. Yeah, Banelings are waddling in. They're making their way into the middle run. Nice force fields. Very nice force fields. Ooh, they choke up the army. Yeah, the Marines are being forced back. Banelings are roll in. Ooh, they crash into the Ravagers. And Marines are still forward. Wow, the Roach Ravager does crumble. Yeah, no more Roach Ravager. CranKy's all in. He busts into the mineral line. Drone's going to be going down. Can they still pull this off? Can they do it? We have 14 Roaches in production, but they're too late. They're too late. The mineral line goes down. Keep stimming, Pappy. Go. There's one defensive DT. There's a scan. This time we have a scan. Yeah, Stalkers are going down. A heavy overstim here on Cure. But he breaks through. Breaks into the bases. Catching onto the Stalker. 2 more Stalkers going down. The army does crumble eventually. And SHIN is still on 2 bases. SHIN, when it comes to his economy, he still has a greater economy compared to Rogue. That's crazy. So SHIN still has a higher drone count. Likewise, so does herO. Wow, their economies are still strong. That's another kill. That's another kill, not a cancel. SHIN, we got to lock in. We gotta stop losing that base. But again, SHIN and herO, they're still looking solid. This was good damage, but not good enough. That shows how far ahead the red team was, or the red team is. Meanwhile, CranKy is still yet to saturate his bases. He's now making SCVs. Raven's on the way. There's still a lot of pressure on the blue team to find more damage. Is that the lair? that's the lair that's morphing in, by the way. Yo, 10-minute lair? Let's go. Let's go. Este Rogue. And that's the issue here, is that, again, the red team is just outscaling. They're just building up a superior composition, building up splash damage, Colossus, Roach Ravager, Infestor is now on the way for SHIN as well. Rogue and Cure, they're not set up for a longer game. They had to end it early. And they've done damage. True. They have done some damage. But we need more, Pat. You're here in SHIN. Did you break out? Break out across the map. Pushing into the bases. Lings, they cannot engage. They do catch a couple of roaches, okay? Okay. They're catching all the roaches. Oh, the burrow there! The spore. The spore is somewhat within range. Army does rush in. Nice to disable one of the Colossus, but the Fungus are landing. Yeah, Fungals do land. We do have another disable, but the disables are running out. Colossus, they just rain down on the Zerglings. Nice force fields here on the ram. Oh my god, very nice force fields. The army just cannot engage. At the same time, Lings are counter-attacking, hoping to force the army back home. Delaying at least reinforcements. Oh, we're stuck on a move. Yo, Colossus, we've got to move in. There we go, Colossus, they push forward. The Banelings, they connect with sentries. That's a lot of Banelings. Oh my god. But this army's just so beefy. Yeah, it's so beefy, so tanky. They can tank the Banelings. It's fine. Yeah, Lings, they attempt to surround. Nice movement with the Colossus. Very nice movement. And with that, SHIN and herO, they've done it. They've done it. They've broken in. They've broken through. GG gets called. And herO and SHIN, they will advance on to the grand finals. GG. Whew. And GG, well played. They will claim the series. They will advance on. Again, a very intense back and forth here. Very intense. Again, Rogue and Cure, they scouted the greed of herO and SHIN. They scouted the greed. They tried to punish it. We saw that Cure went for a 3-axe. We saw that Rogue went for a Ling Flood Bane Bust as well. Meanwhile, SHIN went for a massive worker count, a lot of hatcheries. I thought that they were maybe too greedy, but they held initially quite nicely. They held very, very nicely. They took a massive lead. They got ahead. We saw the second all-in hit, of course, which was a lot better. Did cripple the economy of SHIN somewhat, but SHIN still had the better tech and economy over Rogue. Despite losing 20 drones, didn't matter. He was still further ahead. He still had that lead. It was not enough damage. GG. GG, well played. Also, shout out to the MVP, shout out to the Dark Templar. I wasn't certain if the DTs would do enough damage, but they defended nicely and they attacked nicely as well. They're the reason why Kira, he was down and out for that game. He lost 20 plus workers across the map to a singular Dark Templar. It was crazy. GG, well played. With that, herO and SHIN, they advanced on to the grand finals, and in said finals, we are jumping into a best of 3 between herO, SHIN, Lambo, and MaxFax. We covered Lambo and MaxFax earlier. If you recall, they took down StarCraft and uThermal to make it to advance on into the upper bracket, and they've been waiting for their opponents patiently, of course, and now we're jumping on in here. It's going to be a best of 3 grand finals here between Lambo, MaxFax. Oh,